we're heading out right now for a little paddle. It's just gone 1 o'clock and we're going to do a little bit of fishing. Johnny caught one yesterday, which I may or may not have got on the camera, but it was a very quick catch and release. So I don't think I was able to get it on camera because I was having a little bit of trouble keeping the boat straight. So today we've decided, where we've had such a late start, we're just going to check around Salmon River Lake, which is the lake we're on. I see the rain's starting to drizzle. I didn't bring my cleaning cloth, so unfortunately, once that lens gets some water spots on it, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it today. I'll just try to keep it as clean as possible. There's a big cliff face just coming into the camera shot now up on the right. Johnny's just trailing a couple of streamer flies. I have got a Rapala about 1.5 inch minnow trailing behind me right now. This is the very northernmost part of Salmon River Lake. It's, I think it's some cove, I can't remember the name. On this little stream right at the top. Johnny's just going through the mouth of her. Tilly and I are going to try to fish out here. Sit up. So this is the little Rapala that I'm using. But I'm going to troll with that guy, I think. And I'm going to switch over to this guy just for casting. So Johnny and Dave have gone up this river a little ways. We're going to risk it a bit. Ooh. Destroy my paddle on the bottom, trying to get up. Oh, there the boys are coming back there now. We may just pull the chute. Let's pull the chute and go backwards on, I think. Sit down. That's going back to the lake. Fish trout out here. I'm going to stop on this little green grassy island straight in front of us. Beach it so we can cast. Looks like the weather's coming in again. Yeah, what a beautiful little spot. So I think we're just going to go paddle into the cove that would take us over to Admiral Lake. And we'll do some trolling along the way. I put on a slightly bigger Rapala than I had. Exact same color and configuration as the last one, but just about 1/2 inch longer. Go in the cove. It takes us over to Admiral Lake. So straight off there's like another lake, and then to my right here there's the big cove. Yeah, there's a red camp just to the right of the boat there. All right, here it is. Oh, red cabin. Okay, pup. Yep, little girl. All right. Find anything, pup? Jeez. All metal siding. I'm sure there's no nails here for me to step on in these flip-flops. Oh, they got their windows all battened down. Hi, pupper. What are you doing? Yeah, I'll come around that way. Yeah, this would be a really dandy little camp, pup. Great spot, too. Go back down to our boat. Johnny and Dave are still not anywhere to be seen, which means we probably went the wrong way. And that's where we're going to go eventually. Probably should go find Johnny and Dave first. Well, there the boys are. Oh, there's this big mountain range behind us. Let's see if I can scoot you around. Should have done this in the other direction. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's really cool. And to show you where we're going, to this next avenue of the lake, which should take us to the portage. And that's just bare rock back there. Impressive. Now this opens up into a fairly large lake. What we're going to do is we're going to look for the portage for Admiral Lake and then probably have our coffee and lunch there. So we've got an inflow straight ahead of us. This little cabin here. Nice looking one too. And we think that the portage route is going to be either side of this stream that would take you to Admiral. Dave's either got a fish or bottom. He had bottom. Wow, that's super cool. And yeah, that is where the portage is too. Okay. Good girl. Good girl. Oh. Not a bad backdrop for having our coffee. Dave's just over there. Johnny's behind me. Johnny and I are gonna boil up water for coffee. Dave's decided he's just gonna have some water today. Where I'm only having the one, I think I'm gonna use my smaller Tokes pot rather than my larger 110 ml hammock gear pot. Johnny, how much fuel did you bring? Yeah, I didn't bring any. Like a dum-dum. Johnny coming with the win. So, corned beef again today. It's my ciabatta bun, which by the way is the best Woods packable sandwich because you can't kill them. Or in my opinion, it's the best. If you've got a favorite one, let me know. I'm always open to new ideas. So this is my last day for sandwiches. So theoretically, I could use all of this. However, I think I'll save it. I don't know if you can see, I got a big bump on my leg as well. The lid on. Away we go. I would say my coffee is getting pretty close too, but it looks like things it's almost boiling. Meat. I don't know. A match. Ooh. I'm gonna open up one of these. Ruth and Harry sent me that from England. Cut it. I think it's like a wafer. And that's what she looks like inside. Caramel. And we are back, Pupper. Just wait. Okay. Good. All right, well, Tilly and I are back. Not having a lot of luck today with the camera for some reason. Can't keep the lens clear, or I did a bunch of shots with there's going to be no audio. I just caught a fish about halfway across the cove to here, and it's a pretty good sized one, so I'll show you that now overlaying. I caught it on like a 2-inch, 3-inch Rapala, And your guess is probably 2-inch Rapala. Your guess is as good as mine how big it was, but for my fishing skill, that was a really good sized trout. That's probably the biggest one I've caught this year. I let him go pretty much right away, just because, you know, I'm not going to eat it. This is a camp chair that I made forever ago. Made a little bag for it as well, for anyone new to the channel. Back in 2019 when we went on a Black River Lake, myself, Dave, and Scotty. All right, well, YouTube's letting me put out posts and polls and things now, so that's the reason why we ended up here in White's Lake. A couple of people recommended that I come here. Sean from Old Bastard Outdoors recommended it a couple years ago to me, I believe, and just now getting around to it. So this is the first time for Dave, Johnny, and I to be here, and we're not disappointed. Like I love the topography of the lake, and the swim was nice. We saw one leech, but it didn't get me. And yeah, the woods here are nice. I mean, there's not a lot of spots I've seen where there'd be campsites set up. This is actually really kind of a deluxe campsite right here. So, I mean, it's been padded down and everything, and there's one big black boxy thing here that I'm not a big fan of. But other than that, it's kind of just wild and it's nice. It's got a fire pit. That's all we really need. So, but good spot for tents. I mean, you probably fit 5-6 tents in here easily. So if you were coming with a group of people, which I hope to return with Claire and Johnny and Dave and their wives, because that would be a pretty decent trip if we can just get them through those first short portages unscathed. But yeah, I don't think any of them would have a difficult time with them. It's probably one of the easier portaging routes that we go to that actually gets you into the backcountry. All right, so Johnny and Dave are back, and Dave is decided he's going to make pizza tonight. So we're now in the process of just bucking up some wood, start the fire. Almost everything here is wet, so I split everything pretty fine. Ooh, that's some nice stuff, Johnny. Well, I learned something on this trip, that if I'm coming out in a storm or torrential downpour like this again, I've got to put everything in the dry bag. Like my main pack had a big dry bag in it, and I didn't put everything in there. And my second bag, which was my food bag, which most of it, you know, it doesn't matter if it gets wet or not. But I put this shirt, this red shirt in there. Everything in there was soaked. So I think I might even end up buying like a smaller 30-liter dry bag just as my secondary pack. And then when it's going to be on a trip like this, where you're not sure if it's going to be dry or not, I'll be prepared where it won't matter. But yeah, it wasn't supposed to be nearly as wet as it was or has been. It's starting to clear out a bit now, though, at least. Oh, well, the sun's come out for the first time since we've got here. It's off over above kind of my hammock over in that direction, so you're not going to see it yet. Johnny's going to read his book, prove how smart he is compared to the rest of us. And I'm going to do what I do best, drink whiskey, while Dave does all the work. I did help split the wood this time. I'm pulling my weight a little bit more than normal. Tomorrow's weather forecast, if you can believe it, is calling for 20 degrees or 22. I think it's 20. And 30% chance of rain, but none really forecast. So 30% chance, sun and cloud is what's supposed to happen. So fingers crossed, we'll probably go across to Admiral Lake. That portage looked pretty good. It's going to be kind of cool right up that, where we had our lunch there, up that side hill, basically coming down a waterfall all the way. There's a little pond that might be at the top, so maybe ascend and then descend, or it might be a complete ascent all the way to Admiral Lake. We're not sure yet. All right, so Dave is going to show us what's in his pot. There it is.
Cold.
It's still a little cold.
Pizza sauce.
So what's in the second pot?
Just more.
Ooh. And we're going to have it on non-bread, are we?
Get it faster, yeah. I got some big ones.
All right. Dave's pizzas are ready. Oop. Spec. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, I got to find my plate. Yeah. And. Oh. Oh. Oh, very good, Dave.
Chris, did you have a little bit of cheese left?
I think that's in the cooler, yeah.
I was just going to say, we'll just keep
What's going on here? You got something to say to Johnny? Those little almond eyes shutting? What's happening? No one knows but you. He doesn't have anything for you. He doesn't. Oh, wow, what a night. Behind the camera is just that upper cove of Salmon River. It's just beautiful. And the greens, I wanted to just do a little bit of filming just to get a little bit of the greens in because the sun's finally came out and everything's great. The ground's even starting to dry up. It's about 8:15 right now at night, and we're just sort of sitting around the fire pit down there just chatting, and Dave's going to give us whatever dessert he's brought here fairly soon. So we're all pretty stuffed from the pizza, but you know. All right, I'm going to give you a trip around the campsite just because it's so beautiful out right now.
Hang on. We cleaned up?
And there's our fire pit. Just got done torturing the boys with some mandolin. There's our water. Actually, I'm going to walk out there, and then I'm going to go to my hammock after. I know you've seen this view, but you probably haven't seen it without clouds everywhere. What a beautiful night. That's the cove we go into to get to Admiral. And that's also right about this rock here on the right hand side where the cove starts. That's roughly where I caught my fish. Our clothesline. Is it actually drying stuff now, Dave?
Yeah, it's probably pretty good.
That's where we were last night. And as you can see, it's a lot nicer tonight. It's my Hammock Gear 20 degree top quilt. Hammock Gear Circadian Pro hammock. RELV or RELV camo underquilt protector. Underneath it I've got my homemade about 4 degrees Celsius 3/4 length underquilt from Costco blankets. My ground sheet from Hammock Gear. My Fall Raven 75 liter backpack. My new outdoor research gloves. Oh, and the tarp is a massive wintertime tarp, but it's my full-time tarp now. It's the Journey. I know most people know this, but for anybody that's new, oh, and that's that new pillow that Hammock Gear sent me. That's pretty cool. Really like that color. All right, let's show you the view. All right, it's about as much as I can show you from this shoreline. As you can see, the lake is completely around us here. You got your pipe handy? I got the tobacco out.
On the top bunk and Sean and I remember Pep going,
to Sean too.
All right, everybody. Well, it's 10 after 10. We're all heading to bed. I just tucked Tilly away, hoping that she doesn't get up at 3:30 and 5:20 so I can get a little bit more sleep, because tomorrow I think we're going to take the trek across to Admiral Lake and do some paddling over there. I think we're going to take 2 canoes this time, just because if you watched our Bates Lake one, when we had 3 people in my canoe with the 2 dogs, it was a little sketchy. We flew like the wind, but also it felt like we could go in the water at any point. So I think that's what we're going to do. Anyway, tomorrow morning is waffles, and I think it's Johnny's meal. We don't know what he's making, and lunch will just be, I think I'm going to have another burrito because there's still 2 left over. So we'll see how it goes. Got a lot of food. See you in the morning.